let's get to cooking. This is what we're doing today at Memaw's house. Welcome back to Memaw's house. I'm in the kitchen today and I am baking a cake. I'm baking a lemon pound cake for Pepaw for Father's Day. So I wanted you to come along because I don't think I've made a lemon pound cake on my channel before, and I wanted you to celebrate Father's Day with us. So I'm going to get my apron on and we'll get to cooking. Here are the ingredients that we'll be using to make our lemon pound cake. 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter softened at room temperature, 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 2½ cups of granulated sugar, 2½ tablespoons of lemon zest, that's about 2 or 3 lemons zested, 5 large eggs at room temperature, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract if you prefer that, and 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of buttermilk. And of course, we'll start pulling together our batter by creaming our butter and our sugar together. So, you see my butter is very soft. It's been sitting out and it's warm here in Virginia, so it is very, very room temperature. We'll cream the butter, the cream cheese, and the sugar together until it is light and fluffy and has changed colors. My husband had requested a pound cake for Father's Day. And of course, I wanted to give him what he wanted, but he didn't have any specificity as to what kind of pound cake. So I said, you know what? I have a taste for a lemon pound cake, so that's what I wanted to make. And I wanted to make a cream cheese based pound cake. They seem to be a little bit more moist for me than the sour cream or regular pound cake recipes. So here we are baking a lemon pound cake that is a cream cheese based pound cake. I have made the lemon dupe of the lemon cake that they sell at Starbucks, and I'll link that above so that you can see the difference between the two recipes. The one from Starbucks actually was made in a loaf pan, and the recipe is a little bit different. So you'll have a variety of whatever kind of lemon cake you want to use or make, and hopefully you'll find one that you like. Now let's get the sugar in, and we'll get this whipped up in little to no time. Now, while this is mixing and it's almost creamed, let's go ahead and crack our eggs. And of course, it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. I like to crack my eggs in a separate container because I don't want shells in my batter. So, this way I can see whether there are shells that get in there, and I can get them out before they get to the batter. Now we'll add the eggs one at a time, and we'll beat them until that yolk disappears, or just about disappears. Now that the eggs are added, we can go ahead and add our lemon zest and our vanilla and lemon extracts. I add both extracts because I like the well-rounded flavor that the vanilla gives, but I also like that added zest from the lemon. It doesn't, with the lemon zest, it doesn't make the lemon taste artificial, the lemon extract taste artificial. So give this a try, see how you like it, but I wanted mine to really taste like lemon. So we added it all. Now don't forget to scrape down your bowl because you want to make sure all your ingredients get incorporated together. Okay, let's go ahead and pull together our dry ingredients, which is our baking powder, salt, and flour, and get them sifted together. Then we'll be able to move on to the next step of the cake baking. Okay, so that's all sifted. Now it's time to alternate our wet and dry ingredients into the creamed ingredients. We'll have a slow mix going, and I'll start with my flour. I'll add about a cup of the 3 cups of flour, and then I will add a half of the milk, and we'll alternate that way, and we'll scrape down when we feel like we need to. Now I've mixed this mostly, and I'm going to hand mix for the end so that I can make sure that I get all of the ingredients in together, incorporated together. Now you'll notice that on my blade of the mixer, or the whisk of the mixer, there are some little lemon zests that's hanging on. So I got to get those off because I want all my lemon zest. And then we'll go ahead and mix the rest of the batter by hand. Now that's all mixed. Let's go ahead and prepare our pan. And I usually don't like to prepare my pan ahead of time because the pan will settle down at the bottom of the pan and it will leave a crust, I believe. I've not done it, so I'm assuming that's what it would do. I don't want to take a chance on it doing it. So I wait until the very last minute to spray my pan. Now, when my mama was baking cakes, she would have to do that whole flour and Crisco thing. And I can see having to do that beforehand. But with Pam, that you just spraying in the pan, go ahead and do that just before you're putting in your batter. Anyway, let's get our batter loaded up and we'll get it all pressed in and tapped down, because with this pan, we know that we need to make sure it gets into all of the crevices and cracks so that the beauty of this pan, the way it's decorated, will show through once your cake is done. You won't have a whole lot of air holes and pockets that you have to contend with. Okay, it's ready, and we're going into a 325-degree oven for 45 to 50 minutes. Okay, y'all, so the cake is in the oven, and I had a little bit more batter, so I made some individual cakes so I can take them to my brothers-in-law so that they can have a little taste of Father's Day at their house. Okay, so I'm going to make a lemon simple syrup so that we can pour that over our cake, and then our cake will be all done. The simple syrup consists of lemon zest or rind, and I'm going to use some lemon rind, just really thin shards of lemon rind, and water and sugar. So let's get that mixed up. Okay, so I'm going to slice this whole lemon, and I'm going to try to use as much as the lemon as I can, even the peel on the end that really does not look pretty, but it can be cut into really thin shards so that they can add flavor to our lemon simple syrup, because we do want the taste of lemon. So I'm cutting really thin shards here on the end of that lemon, dodging that middle piece, the piece that was on the vine. And then we'll go ahead and add our sugar and get that to a boil. Once it has boiled, then I can take it off the eye and let it just seep through the lemons. And this will be spooned over the cake and serve as a glaze for the particular cake. Now, once I get these lemons all saturated with the sugar water, they will become candied, and I can add them as decorations on the cake as well. Okay, it's been 50 minutes and the cake is done. Let's get it out and let it cool. Oh, now our simple syrup is boiling, and we can take that off the eye and let that sit and cool just for a few minutes. Okay, so my simple syrup is done. The cake is done, and I have to let all of it cool, and I'm going to be back once it's cooled. We'll pour our simple syrup on, and we'll get our cake cut, maybe. Okay, y'all, so the simple syrup is done, and I have decided that I'm going to make this kind of a strawberry shortcake, so I'm going to cut up some strawberries and get them emaciated in some syrup and some sugar. Put them in the refrigerator so we can serve them over the cake later on. I'll start cutting my strawberries by getting the stems and leaves off. If you have one of those handy dandy little strawberry plucker out things, use that. I think I'm going to get me one of those. Don't know where to start it, but I'm sure I can find it on the TikTok shop, Temu, Shein, somewhere like that. And certainly Amazon. But let's get these stems taken off, and then we'll cut the strawberries themselves into small bite-sized pieces that will fall beautifully on a cake. Now that the strawberries are all cut, let's get the sugar poured in. I'm going to pour in about 3/4 of a cup of sugar to this 2 cups of strawberries so that they can be nice and sweet and have a good syrup. I'm also going to add some lemon juice just for a little brightness. Once I get this all stirred in, I'll put this in the refrigerator so that it can go ahead and make its juices. Now it's time to turn our cake out because it has cooled sufficiently, and I hope it comes out like it's supposed to. And let's see, and boom, there it is. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to poke a couple of holes in with a chopstick so that when I put the simple syrup on, it will go down into the cake and it will be delicious. And to decorate the cake, I'm just going to put some of these candied lemon pieces on the top. Not only will it add some beauty to the top of the cake, but it will taste good as well. Now, I do remove these when I go to cut the cake, but we still eat them because they're candied lemons. Delicious. Now, here's the end result. And here is a slice with our strawberries and juices on it with a little bit of whipped cream on top. It was absolutely delicious, as you can tell, because this is all we have left and it's only Monday. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thank you so much for watching. Here are a couple of more videos, a playlist and a video for you to watch while I upload the next video. Y'all be blessed. Bye.